Located along Florida's Atlantic coast, Amelia Island is a barrier island that's become an incredibly popular tourist destination thanks to its numerous attractions and remarkable natural beauty. Join Viewcation as we take a look at the best things to do on Amelia Island, Florida. Go paddling on Amelia Island's calm waters. One of the best parts about hanging around Amelia Island is the fact that the waters surrounding it are as calm as can be. The stillness make it a perfect place for beginning paddlers to try their hand at the popular water sport, though the beauty and serenity of paddling around Amelia Island make it just as popular of a pastime with experienced paddlers too. Paddlers will also get to see a plethora of interesting creatures as they go about their journey. This includes birds like ibis, herons, and egrets, as well as a variety of vividly colored fish. There are numerous venues offering paddling excursions for those visiting, and tourists should have no problem finding one that fits their needs and abilities. They can vary greatly in length, with some tours lasting multiple days, but the majority only last a couple hours, which means most should have no trouble scheduling one in during their stay. Visit the area's stunning state park. When visiting Amelia Island, there are two state parks tourists won't want to miss: Little Talbot Island State Park and Fort Clinch State Park. Little Talbot State Park isn't located on Amelia Island itself, but instead occupies its own tiny neighboring island. Little Talbot Island spans 2,500 acres, and Little Talbot State Park covers the entirety. The state park's status makes it far less developed than much of the surrounding area, and this makes visiting the island a treat for nature lovers. It boasts 5 miles of beautiful coast and is also home to interesting landmarks such as Big Talbot Island Boneyard Beach. Its name is from the fact that it's covered in twisted and scattered dead trees. This may sound more depressing than beautiful, but the site is a good deal more impressive than it sounds. The twisted trees form a unique landscape, giving the beach an otherworldly feel. The best activities to engage in on Little Talbot Island State Park are fishing, surfing, and hiking. There are also many cute creatures there, from marsh rabbits to river otters. Fort Clinch State Park is named after the Civil War-era fort that it houses, and it sits on Amelia Island itself. The fort was put to use during the Civil War. While Fort Clinch remains the most notable thing drawing tourists to Fort Clinch State Park, the state also has natural beauty. It features 3 miles of protected beachland and is surrounded by more than 1,000 acres of dense wood, which offers plenty of hiking. Before we tell you more, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to Viewcation if you haven't already. Learn about the island's past at the Amelia Island Museum of History. History buffs should head to Amelia Island Museum of History. They'll be treated to a comprehensive experience, getting them all they could want to know about the rich history and culture of the island. It specifically focuses on the history of Nassau County. In fact, the museum is located within a renovated Nassau County jailhouse. You'll also get a chance to explore an authentically recreated jail cell, meaning you can learn about the history of Amelia Island firsthand through the eyes of a prisoner. And houses the Museum of History was added to the National Register of Historic Places in November of 2009. You can also learn about the area's indigenous population, as well as some of the island's Spanish history. Amelia Island is particularly interesting in that the Spanish, French, and British peoples have ruled it at various points. Today, the island sits under American rule as part of the state of Florida. Finally, the Museum of History has an interactive area for children. Watch a production at the Amelia Community Theater. You might not imagine Amelia Island has a bustling community of thespians, but it does. Those who don't want to take our word for it can head to the Amelia Community Theater and check out one of the many shows they put on year-round. It's been standing on the island since the early 19th century. It was founded in 1831, meaning it's just as significant of a part of the island's history as many of the other things on our list. The community theater puts on a variety of different shows that change each season. All the productions are generally family-friendly. The experience is rewarding, both for the chance to stand in the historical building and for the opportunity to see a great stage show. Learn to appreciate the significance of pinball at the Fernandina Beach Pinball Museum. Anyone who has a predilection for pinball will find plenty to enjoy at the Fernandina Beach Pinball Museum. Here you'll find a variety of machines spanning all the way back to pinball's origins. The museum houses machines as far back as the early 1900s, as well as plenty of fine examples of pinball machines from more recent times and today. Even if you don't appreciate the historical preservation element, likely have fun playing the machines. The Fernandina Beach Pinball Museum stands as one of the more interesting attractions on the island. You don't want to miss out on it. Go golfing at the Omni Amelia Island Resort. It should come as no surprise that an island in Florida should feature some incredible golfing. Those looking for a great golfing opportunity on Amelia Island should look no further than Omni Amelia Island Resort. It features 3 separate championship courses, replete with impressive scenery that add to your game. There are dunes, forests, and marshes as far as the eye can see, and great golf to be played. Try some spirits at Marlin and Barrel Distillery. If you're looking for some great local spirits, you should head over to Marlin and Barrel Distillery. It's become globally recognized for some of its offerings, including Bering Light Rum and Venture Vodka. Visitors get the opportunity to see how they're produced and also get the chance to try them out. Now it's time to hear from you. Did we miss any of your favorites on Amelia Island? Let us know in the comments section below. And before you go, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to Viewcation if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.